opportunity for you street to seat guys.
Okay, another key point here. This is also for the required letters of recommendation that you have to have for you service guys. You have to have one for your commanding officer or first flag officer. Okay, you have to have one from a division officer or basically whoever's the first like 01, 02 and you're even maybe an 03 in charge of you. And then you have to have your senior warrant officer, okay? Go knocking on doors, okay? Make phone calls. Call your closest National Guard base, Army National Guard base. They got CW5s that are pilots, and that will work, okay? I got lucky and I actually misdialed and stumbled onto a CW5 who I ended up meeting up with. That form is the use of rep form 3.3. It looks like this, okay? Try to get it so it's really, there we go, kind of right there, all right? That's what it looks like. Download it. You need 3 of those. Now the other 3 to get to your number 6, your magical number 6, can be on normal pieces of paper, but the 3 required ones have to be on that form. Otherwise, it's a no-go.
Like we said, prior service or street to seat LORs are no joke, because once they've seen the picture, they've seen your aptitude. They're looking for people already in this career field to back you. They're looking for you to go out, make the effort to sit down, prove to somebody that you're worth, like we said, investing $1 million in. Next, something that is completely within your control is your physical fitness. This is crucial. And why it's so crucial is because coming in under the WOFT program is considered to the Army as a special mission. Now, there's only 3 ways that you can get a special missions contract. It's if you get the OP 40, which is the Ranger contract. The 18 X-ray program is coming off the streets to go Special Forces selection for the Q course and all that good stuff. And then finally, it's the WOFT program, the Army Aviation Warrant Officer program. Now, all 3 of these, like we said, are considered special missions, so they're going to expect you to be a special candidate. And the best way to show that is by being physically fit. Now, when you go to enlist in the Army, or I guess in any service, they give you a
PT test.
I'm not even going to call it a PT test. They see if you can do 13 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, and run 1 mile in under 8 minutes. And that's just to see if you have the ability to go through basic training. When you go for these special missions, they give you an actual APFT, an Army Physical Fitness Test. And what that is if you're unfamiliar, all the standards are online. I'm sure we can hook up a link to that.
Yeah, I'll find a link or a picture.
You got 2 minutes to do as many push-ups as you can do. You have 2 minutes to do as many sit-ups as you can do, and then you have a 2-mile run that is timed. Now, those 3 events make up your PT score. If you're not at least a 250, honestly, I wouldn't even use that. I would do another one. Get yourself prepared. This is all part of, like we said, the preparation in this process. You got to be physically fit, man. Like, go for a run. Run. When you get done running, go for another run.
Run again.
Because that's what these guys do. These people at the Warrant Officer Candidate College are gazelles. I mean, they just go. So start taking care of your physical fitness now. So when you get here, you're ready to go.
And you'll go through boot camp. They're going to make you run there too. But the problem with boot camp is in order to get through boot camp, you need a minimum of 50 points in each event. That's a no-go for the Army. So once you get to the real Army, you need 60 points in each event, and that's only 180 on your total score.
And once you get to the Warrant Officer, you need at least an 80 in each event.
Yeah,
so start taking it serious. Another thing we could talk about is, what was another big thing in your process? The board.
That's you.
Cover the board. All right, you street to seat guys. You're going to have 2 boards. The first board is at the battalion level. And what that is whoever is in charge of your recruiting station, the commander of that recruiting station, is going to interview you. So he's going to look at your so far built packet, and he's going to lay it all out in front of him and say, you know what? Do I want to attach my recruiting battalion to this guy when I send it off for selection? Because keep in mind, if you send off a scumbag and it's attached to the New York recruiting station, the recruiting station looks like a joke. So they're going to sit down with you. I sat down with a captain who was awesome, and they're going to interview you. You know, why do you feel like you're going to be a good Army aviator? Why do you feel like you're going to be a good warrant officer? What do you bring to the table? What have you done in your past experience that's going to correlate to what you're trying to do?
Situational questions.
Exactly. And then they're going to give you hypothetical questions. It wasn't long. It was like 30 minutes. And either he's going to sign off on you or he's not. Or he or she is going to sign off on you or not. Now, once that's completed, you're actually going to go to a real board where they're going to take you up to the MEP station or the commanding MEP station. The battalion board. No, I'm sorry. The first one was not a battalion board. It was a what? It was a board.
You're doing a board.
It was an informal board, but a formal board. The next one, I apologize.
They're going to send you to the battalion level, not having
Right.
prereq.
Is a battalion
pre-screens
board.
you.
So when you go to the battalion board, on mine, there was a colonel, a lieutenant colonel, a major, a captain, and E9. So they made up the board, and it was formal. You had to do the 3 knocks. You had to, request permission to enter. You had to go in there. I'm a civilian, so I didn't salute, but I had to wait for them to tell me to sit down.
Teach you how to do this.
They teach you the proper form on how to sit at the modified position of attention, and then they start asking you questions. They lay out your packet in front, and they say, how do you know this letter of recommendation? How did you interview for this? Tell me about why wasn't your PT score? Anyways, they're gonna. Mine was an hour long, and it's graded. Either they're gonna give you a go or a no go. Now, hopefully, you've been preparing and you get a go. Once you get a go, they sign off on your whole packet and they ship it off to the USAREC level. And the USAREC level is where our packets meet.
For the
That's
first time.
where we go competitive. So everything you've done, everything you've done from this point leads up to your selection. Now, they're going to lay down all of the prior service guys, they're going to lay down all of the street to seat guys, and they're going to say, we have 50 slots. Now, the prior service guys are allotted, 60% of those slots, but still you're competing for the same slots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going against guys with master's degrees, with engineering backgrounds, with private pilot's license, with instructor helicopter pilots. You're going against all of these people. So the more work you put into building this packet, the better chance when you get there you're going to have.
Now, that's not to say if you don't have that stuff, don't try. Because where they lack, you could bring something to the table. So I don't have a master's degree. In fact, I don't even have a degree. But I gave 6 years of service, and I was put in a shop, and I helped, I was a scene leader, and I did stuff in the Navy, and I had people that I was in charge of. And they understand that while I was on deployment, these guys were doing their private pilot license. So I bring this to the table, he brings his pilot license, and it balances out. So if you are really strong in one category, bring it on. It's a life hack. This program, the only reason we're making this video is because we know people can do it.
And we did this.
And not enough people do it.
We were sitting in your shoes, and I remember going on YouTube like, gosh, I hope there's an instructional video, or gosh, I hope someone can sit down and give me some insight. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make this more accessible, because here's a little secret right now. The Army needs pilots.
Lots of them.
The Army is short pilots. Now, I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but check the date. We need pilots. So
and we're going to need them for a long time.
Start working. Because this is literally the greatest career in the Army. Hands down, the greatest career in the Army.
All right, and I'm going to hit some of the more boring stuff again. Okay, if it's the service guy, that'd be boring. Okay, so more boring stuff. Okay, your DA form 61. It's also in the downloads on the USAREC thing. So I'm going to put I'm going to keep flashing this freaking thing in front of you because you guys need to go on and look this up.
Hey, you street to seat guys. This is the checklist. You have the DA 61. So listen up.
And the warrant officer application checklist is also one of the downloads. Okay, it says it on the thing. So just
Prior
look
service, street to seat.
Yeah. Okay. So all that stuff you're gonna need prior service guys. Your DD-214. They want to see your RE code. They want to see your red report, like I said earlier. All the stuff that applies to you and getting out of one branch and going over to the next. Okay. The DA form 61. That's your application to appointment. Okay. It'll have more instructions on the actual checklist. Check it out. Fill it out. Okay. The other thing that you're going to need is the DA form 160-R. That's basically I want to enlist in the Army. Okay, it's a lot of just DA then you have your 3.1, include a whole physical with medical waiver.
There's about 1,000 forms.
There's a lot of forms, but they're all laid out for you on the USAREC website, and they have instructions on how to fill them out on the USAREC website. So
take initiative, guys.
Take initiative. Like they say, soldier up, get it done. And the other thing that we want to kind of say, if you are interested, don't be stupid, okay? If you're interested in something, go attack it. Don't go out and get tattoos down your hand. Don't put, tattoos up your neck. That's something that they check here. They're going to check it at MEPS, and they're going to check it here. Then if you got a tattoo in between the two, they're going to know, okay? And your security clearance. That's a sore subject with a lot of people.
Yeah. So
he's laughing at that one here.
So right now, there's a lot of things going on at OPM and CAF, and that's who processes security clearances. Whether you're coming in an MOS and a branch transfer that doesn't need a security clearance, or you're street to seat and you have to acquire a security clearance. Now, obviously, they're going to pre-screen you at the recruiting station, at MEPS. They're going to get everything going. So hopefully, they're going to get you squared away with that. The issue is by the time they submit your security clearance for review, and by the time you get to where you need it, don't always match up. So what I'm saying is you're cleared. Obviously, you're not like a felon or anything. You go through basic, you show up at walks, and you're ready to class up. And they're like, hey, you still don't have a security clearance. Not that you did anything wrong, just the people who process them are really backlogged. So the sooner you start this process, the better off you're going to be. Security clearance, you need I think it's just a secret, right?
It's just a secret
basic
clearance.
secret.
And so for all you prior service guys, I know if you're in the Navy in general, you probably have a security clearance. You just may not even know it yet, okay? For the rest of you guys, street seaters, the sooner you get your recruiter to log you and put you on the list for security clearance,
the better off
you're going to be. So that, like we said, it took me 6 months, it took him a year. Imagine how much they can do in a year's worth of time while you're knocking everything else out. So,
now listen, we have people here with misdemeanors. We have people here with, underage drinking. They're trying to see if you're a scumbag. Now, everyone has a past. If you lie, then you're done.
Yeah.
But, if you don't have a felony and you don't beat your spouse, you're probably going to get a security clearance if you're honest about. You don't kick your dog either. If you're honest about the things you've done, the Army understands. People live. People have lives. Accidents happen. Mistakes happen. Lapse in judgment. It doesn't matter. Be honest. The whole way through this process, be honest.
yeah.
The Army doesn't need scumbags flying helicopters, and that's kind of what they're doing here when they're filtering those people out. Waivers, if you're 32 years or older, you're going to need a waiver. That's civilian, or if that's a branch transfer. I'm trying to see if we didn't cover anything.
I think we pretty much hit.
I know on the civilian street to seat side, you're pretty much good. You're also going to have to put a resume together, both for...
It's both. We have a form, they don't.
Right, so you're going to literally put a resume together as if you were applying for Walmart. Your college experience, your everything. Now, if you do have college experience, it's better. Like we said, this is a competitive program. I myself was just lucky enough to go to college prior to this. So obviously I uploaded my bachelor's degree transcripts and all that good stuff. Just like we said, it's competitive. So the more you have, whether it's volunteering, whether it's private pilots, whether it's college, not a degree, but you went to college, upload all of that. All of that helps you when you go for competing for selection.
And I'll be straight honest, like I put all they cared about was my college credits. They didn't even care about the damn GPA.
C's get degrees.
Yeah. So they just wanted to see that you were doing something from this time to this time, and that's where the military experience comes in, all that kind of stuff. But they want to see that you did something to better yourself, because if you're a go-getter, you're a go-getter and you're going to do well in their program. So all they asked me was how many credits did you have, and I think I had like 60 some odd credits. So just throw it on there. It doesn't matter your grades, just throw them on there. You've done something and you've achieved some credits. Throw it on there. So
hopefully this helps. We're gonna leave the comment section pretty open. If you need help getting in touch with people, if you need specific questions to your case, reach out. Like, we can help.
We'll do the best we have.
We've done it. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be in training at some points.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to wait on that if we're in training. But
you're looking at a process anyways. So reach out. We're gonna make some videos down the line, maybe more basic training, cover what you're gonna go over there in this program. We'll cover the process once you get selected, what it's looking like, timeline. Anyways, like we said, hopefully this helps.
And as we go through the process, we'll give you as much as we can about the things that we're doing. Obviously, we're not gonna do it for you, and we're not gonna give you all the answers. But this is probably the most information that you're probably gonna find on YouTube right now. Saw some lady do one on a book.
It was weird. I felt uncomfortable watching it,
and I couldn't even read the forms that she was putting on there.
Reach out, guys. If we can help, we're more than willing to help. This is a small community. We want the best people we can get. So if there's anything we can do, let us know.
And we'll see you.